Hello, welcome back everyone to another ES live stream. So today we're going to be starting out in regression mode right at the market open. We're going to be arming in both directions. We're going to be doing this because of the presence of this red reverse or this red absorption band that was formed automatically by the Analytica chart 4. We're also going to be making this decision because of the presence of this zone right here. We don't really have a ton of information on delta to work with right now, but we're just going to stick with it and see what happens. Also, guys, I want to highlight some more information on how to trade these bands, at least even on their own. You don't even need polarity to trade this style of strategy. So there's this thing called the first touch strategy. Essentially, you wait for price to move away from the band, and when it returns within, let's say, 45 minutes, at the touch of that band, you would let it open maybe a limit order in that direction of the band for, let's say, 10 ticks. So you'd have 10 tick take profit, 10 tick stop loss. So like if it hit a red band, it would be a sell order. If it hit a green band, it would be a buy order. Obviously, you do need some more factors than this. And I highly suggest integrating the POC bars into this and maybe a heat map. That'll give you a little bit more confirmation on those. And it actually ends up being a pretty reliable strategy. It's definitely a less consistent strategy in terms of the number of trades taken. So you're not going to be getting like 5 or 6 trades in the first 30 minutes, but it is a very reliable tool to add to your toolkit if you're interested. So. Okay, so it looks like we got filled there for a buy order. If this trade fails, we're going to switch to trend mode, but if it fills, we're going to keep it in regression mode as it has re-entered this channel. We got a new absorption line here that was formed. So basically, we're going to keep it within the channel. We're going to trade off the channel rules where if it's inside of it, regression, outside, trend. Does anyone else here wake up early so they can make a cup of coffee? I sure do. I need it before trading or else I can't do it at all. Awesome. Looks like we're on the verge. Yep, there we go. We just got filled. So that's 874 in the bank. Okay, so looks like we got another trade here. This time, this is another example of how the polarity is two ways reflexive, meaning that the decisions that you make affect Polarity ATI, and the decisions that Polarity ATI makes affect what you need to do. So for here, if we get stopped out, we're going to keep it in regression mode. But if we get filled, we're going to put it into trend mode, because as you can see, this limit order is outside of the range that we had marked previously. This stop loss order is inside of this range. I'm sorry, we didn't mark this. The Analytica chart 4 did automatically, or the 4 plus. It's a bit unfortunate there. Got stopped out, so took all of our gains and a little bit more. So unfortunate, but of course that's just getting the day started. We're gonna make it back. Looks like we got filled into a short trade here. Once again, gonna be rearming the strategy, keeping it on in regression mode at the point. And of course, as I said before, if it hits our stop loss, we are going to put it into trend mode. If it hits our take profit, we're going to put it into regression mode, or just keep it in the same mode. We're not going to make any changes. You know, it is surprisingly low volatility at market open today. We've had like 6 bars formed now since market open. And honestly, I wouldn't really even, yeah, I wasn't going to say I wasn't going to count that one, but kind of crazy how little volatility we're getting. So hopefully becomes a little bit more fluid to trade. These low volatility days can sometimes trip you up, especially when you've been trading high volatility days for a while. Okay, so interruption there. Looks like we got filled on that trade. And we got put into a different one. This one's a buy, and our sell limit is inside of the range. Our stop loss is outside of the range. So if it fills, we keep it in regression mode. If it stops out, we put it into trend mode. Awesome. Super easy fill there. Now we're back up to $1,700 in profit. Not back up to 1,700, but now we're at 1,700. So that's some nice progress, especially since we were red just a couple of minutes ago. So now that we've had a pretty good amount of time for the market to tell us what's happening in terms of delta, because, by the way, pre-market delta is not really that reliable. You kind of have to rely on other factors. Okay, well, we got filled into trade there, so I'm gonna have to interrupt myself. Here, kind of tricky. This buy limit is inside of this zone, and our stop loss is right outside of that zone. Here, we can't make the black and white decision like we'd hoped, where we got filled near the middle or on the upper or lower range of the regression channel. And we'll have to rely on delta to make the decision for us. So here we got a very, very neutral delta, even though price had moved up quite a bit, -4. And that's going to indicate that there were a lot of aggressive buyers that pushed into that, and a lot of aggressive sellers at the same time, but price moved up anyways, and we haven't seen that reflexive reaction yet. You're going to see price probably move down in the short term, especially if it reaches above this channel. This green resistance line right here. That's probably what we're going to be trading off of instead of this red one, especially if we get stopped out. If this green buy limit order fills, we're definitely going to have to be disarming the strategy before it reaches that, because we need a lot more information to trade it. We don't have a lot of information for down here. Price has poked its head up all the way up here many times already, and now we have a lot of information to trade off of that. Okay, so it looks like we got stopped out of that trade. Unfortunate, but that's just the way things go. And if it pushes, okay. So now we have gotten filled into a trade that is in, once again, the limit order is back very clearly within this channel, and the stop loss is very clearly above this one. So if we get stopped out, trend mode, because price has never reached this point this whole session. And of course, inside of the channel down here. So All right, so was a little bit nervous there, but we're back in the channel, and we got filled on that trade, so we're back up to $1,700. We're just a little bit above break even in terms of actual wins. We're only 2 trades ahead right now, so we hope that we can secure those 2 trades ahead as a baseline. Okay, so now we got filled. Once again, that's going to be at around the same level as that one trade that we got stopped out on. So pay attention to this 17 delta with a very large decrease in price, which is why I'm actually confident in this trade, because we're going to see probably a short-term price spike because of that. Yeah, there we go. We got filled. Oh, shoot. Okay. Forgot to rearm the strategy there. Was a little bit preoccupied, but we rearmed it, and now it's in regression mode still. As long as it doesn't break out of this green line, which is automatically marked, by the way. I did not mark that manually. Also, one way I want you guys to look at normalized price is that you're going to see that price has been very, very choppy, and it's been moving around quite a bit. However, the point of contention, which is these yellow highlighted POC bars here, this has all stayed around the same level. Most of the volume has been concentrated to this band right here, which is from here to here, even though price has moved continuously outside of those bands before. So this is why this zone is very, very important. That's one way you can use these POC zones in your trading. Once again, these are all just factors to input into your trading. Okay, so we got filled there. And now, once again, I want to say that we have more information, we have more price action information, and now we're going to be integrating these POC bars into our trading, and we're going to basically move this zone up. Where it was down here before, now it's going to be in between this area. And then up here. So, of course, we're still going to be trading off of this green support line, or the green resistance line. And then if it pushes far above that with strong delta, we put it into trend mode. By the way, this yellow zone that I have marked is not a, oh wait, hold on, we got filled. Give you some commentary on this. It's within this quote unquote magnetic zone. So that's exactly where we want it to be. We're going to keep it in regression if it fills inside there. And then if it stops out, we're going to put it into trend because obviously this is higher than a new green resistance line that's been formed. Here, if this gets pushed through, I do want to emphasize that this zone here is not the absolute support and resistance line, like at the bands, at the end of here. That's going to be a quote unquote magnetic zone where price is likely to return because it has been traded at this level so many times and has had the tendency to return so many times. So like you see here, price moves its way out of this quite often, but it finds its way back within a few bars. So just because it pushes through a golden zone here does not mean that you'd be switching into trend mode immediately. That would be jumping the gun a little bit. This is I think this is less than 12 ticks wide. So you'd pretty much be making a mode switch every single time. Like here, if we had switched into trend mode the second that this pushed out of this zone, we would have probably not won this trade. So once again, this is a new concept, so I don't expect you guys to pick up on it immediately, but I'm trying to give you guys a little bit more in-depth education on what I'm thinking throughout these trades. The point of these new features is not to modify the strategy or make it so that there are new factors to the strategy, but it's to visualize what my thought process is on the strategy easier to you guys, so you guys don't have to have, let's say, live commentary to make these same decisions. Before, without these here, you'd have to conceptualize them in a much different way. You'd have to have a more abstract understanding and calculation of entropy, and you would need a little bit more discretionary measures, if I'm correct in my words when I say that. So hopefully this makes it so that my thought process is actually a lot clearer to you guys when you're trading on your own. All right, so we got filled into a trade here. It's on the upper band of this golden channel. So once again, though, these are not absolute levels. We're still incorporating this zone into our trading in a minor sense. So if we get pushed all the way down here, we switch it into trend mode. This is quite a wide channel now, so we're going to have to rely more on delta rather than just making the decisions based off of zones. It's going to be more zone heavy decision making in the early stages of the market. So if you enjoy that kind of thing, you might just want to get 2 or 3, maybe 4 trades at the market open and just trade off of zones and not really have to worry about delta as much. So now we're in the stages where we actually have to worry about that. Okay, so I just glanced back and it looks like we lost that trade, and we got immediately filled into a long trade. And now price has made its way all the way back up to this channel, and now we got filled into another trade consecutively after we got filled there. So as you can see, price is very sticky around this zone. Okay, I think we're gonna get stopped out here, unfortunately. If we end up winning this trade, that's gonna put us over our, I think that's gonna put us right over our total profit for the day, and it'll give us, or our profit target, which is about $5,000 or within $200 of that. So if we win this trade, we'll stop trading, and if we lose it, we'll continue trading for the day. Which is why I don't have the strategy armed now, is because I don't want to accidentally enter a trade if we end up winning, but if we end up losing it, I'll flip back up. All right, you guys. So there we go. Winning trade. That puts us right above our profit target of $5,000. So we're going to call it for the day and finish there. Ended in about, I think, 30 minutes. So that's pretty good. 30 minutes, $5,000. That's great. I mean, of course, that doesn't talk about the risk that we take when we trade, but that's always a factor. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning into the live stream. I highly suggest you guys check out the Polarity ATI or any of the products that we have on the stream that you're interested in right now. We are running 15% off until the end of the month, which ends, of course, on the 31st. So you have 3 days left for it to get 15% off. That includes recurring subscriptions. So if you get the Analytical Chart 4 Plus, you can get 15% off permanently renewing. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching.